Hello everyone, it's Sunday night. My name is Linda Dolke and I'm with you for the next hour or so. We're going to be doing some crafting and some chatting and just having a nice little pocket of time just for us. I see we have lots of people in the comments. Margaret is the record holder again, the first here at 3:55 this afternoon. Goodness me. Hey Joanne, nice to see you. You're at 12 a.m. Yes, I don't know whether you are still around at 3 a.m. Goodness me, that's Canada time. You can always watch the replay. You don't have to be watching live. Cherie is here. Hi, Cherie. Hey, Christine. Hey, Suzanne. Hi, Margaret Griffith. Hey, Deb. Nice to see you. Hey, Nancy. Hi, Rose. Goodness me, we have a good crowd here tonight. Hi, Narelle. And it's just gone 7:30, so we are ready for a bit of special time together. The White Rabbit has begun his song. Okay. It's not even Easter, Cherie. I'm just having a little look through all the comments to see if I've missed anything. Hey, Denise. Denise was at a show on Friday night, which is why she wasn't with us live. Well, how was the show, Denise? Was it good? Was Olivia's dancing performance? Yes, or is it her students performing? I'm not sure. I should have got more information about that when I was chatting to you on Friday. Hey, Jody. Nice to see you. Hey, Donna. Hey, Margaret Janoski. How you going? Sunshine down here. Yes, it's been mostly sunshine today, and then my son was going to mow the lawn this afternoon, and it rained like for 5 minutes. So it didn't get him out of mowing the lawn. He still had to do it. It was her students. Okay. Good to know, Denise. I wasn't sure who was doing the dancing. Hey, Marilyn. Nice to see you. So we have a really great crowd here tonight. So lovely to have you all with me. I'm not even sure what I'm doing tonight. Let me just switch this light on to get a bit more light on the subject. All right, so my plan tonight is to make something with something retiring. Right. I see that I'm late. Yes, absolutely. You are right. I think I was a minute late. I was still trying to get my my phone in the right position. Sometimes it takes me longer than I think it's going to take. Hey there, Wendy. You get to watch live. Hello. That's all right. Okay. Well, I'm glad to have you here. Okay. And you can always go back and watch Fridays. On Friday, we made a couple of cards with the Rustic Christmas Countdown Kit. You might remember those. I wonder if those are still around here on my desk somewhere. No, I don't think they are. I think I've put them aside. But no, here they are. They're over here. There's one. We did this one. So this is not a card that is actually, the instructions for this card are not in the kit. This is a card that we just made out of some kit pieces, and then we added a greeting from one of our stamp sets, and it came together really nicely. It's got that music embossing folder, a Merry Melody embossing folder in the background. There was that one. And the other one we made was this one here, which is using some paper from the Shining Christmas paper pack, and I paired that up with some pieces from the Rustic Christmas Countdown Kit. So those are the cards we did on Friday. And see, if you won't even need to go back and watch unless you want to see how I made them. So there you go. That's okay, Cherie. Everyone's brain is hard to control sometimes. You don't have to apologize for that. All lateral thinkers. Hey, Selvega, nice to see you. It's been a while. Hi. Oh, you like the second one? Is that the one that you like, Cherie? The one that I didn't have to worry about the Merry Melody embossing folder and wonder which way it goes. So, okay. So tonight I thought let's switch over to the desk and have a look at our catalogue. So this is the catalogue that is retiring. All right. This one is coming to an end. It does say September to December, but just in case you were wondering, the actual finish date is the 3rd of January. So it does go 3 days over into January. So all of December and then the first 3 days of January. And then we have a brand new catalogue coming out on the 4th of January, which is very exciting. And I've been playing around with products a little bit from that. I'm hoping to do a lot more over the Christmas break. So that's one of the things I'd like to do between Christmas and New Year is really get stuck into a whole bunch of new products, which will be a lot of fun. Hey, Moira, nice to see you. There you go. Happy hour also. Yes, indeed. It is. And for me too. It's really lovely. So I had my daughter come up. It's the first time she's been up in quite a while. She was coming up here for a party and wondered whether she could crash here last night. So she came. She was here for about, I don't know, half an hour, and then or maybe an hour, went to the party, and then got home like late, like, you know, nearly midnight, and then up early and on a train back to Sydney this morning. So we didn't get to see much time with her, but I did get to take her first thing this morning. She and I went and had a coffee at the local farmers markets before she hopped on the train. So that was nice. So it was good. Yeah. So the last chance products that are in here, Denise actually has gone through and marked all these for me. Usually this is a job my husband and I do, and we just hadn't had time. And so Denise very kindly offered to do that for me. I'm very grateful. But I find turning to the back is very useful because this is where you can see everything at a glance. In fact, it says here, catalogue at a glance, right? So you've got all the stamps, and they're in alphabetical order as well, just to make it really easy. And if you look at something, so for example, if I wanted the Christmas Classics set, this one here, it's under C for Christmas Classics, obviously, but it tells me what page in the catalogue it's on. So it's page 31, okay? And then all the dies are here. All the embossing folders are here. And over the page, we have papers and embellishments and all that kind of stuff. So it makes it really easy for me to pick something when it comes to what will I show the girls on Friday and Sunday night. So tonight I'm going to pick something that is retiring. And I thought these items are retiring. I didn't pull the dies out, which I might do in a second. But this is a hybrid embossing folder. And if you haven't used a hybrid embossing folder before, okay, it means that it works with the dies to cut and emboss at the same time. That's what it means. Okay, so I think you will find that any of the hybrid embossing folders are always going to give you something extra. There are a couple of new hybrid embossing folders in the new catalogue coming out in January as well. So I always like them. I think I always try and get, if there's more than one, I get at least one, if not both, because I just think they're so good to show because they're a surprise. Hey, Katrina, nice to see you there. Wendy's asking a question. When can we purchase and get to buy from the Celebration catalogue as well? Well, the answer depends on if you're a demonstrator or if you're a customer. Now, you're a demonstrator, Wendy, so it's a little bit different. You get to order this Tuesday from the new catalogue, and you can get a free Celebration item for every $90 you spend from that catalogue. So if you're putting orders in and you're at $170, you're definitely worth upping it to $180 to get a second Celebration item. But that starts for demonstrators this Tuesday, the 5th of December. However, if you're a customer, you don't get to order those things until the 4th of January. So another month if you're a customer. So that's an important distinction to make. Depending on whether you're a customer or a demonstrator, that will determine when you can order. Okay. I love that you guys are chatting away for yourself. And Denise answered your question as well, Wendy. So, yeah, demos can pre-order just Tuesday, December 5th. Customers can order from the 4th of January. Okay, so there you go. All right. So that's an important thing to know. Now, I thought I would use this tonight, and I might do a couple of pieces. And I was deciding what color will I go with tonight. Do I go traditional? Or do I go blue, or do I go neutral? I don't know. I'm thinking it might be nice. If we're going to go traditional, I would think I would either go navy or misty moonlight, because like that's the blues and they are going to look really, really good with this. I'm going to add some white ink as well. So that probably is a good idea. What do you guys think? So I'm going to my scrap drawer and I'm pulling out a couple of choices. All right. So we have Misty Moonlight, which is the lighter. And then we have Night of Navy, which is probably my favorite, I have to tell you. So Night of Navy is always useful I think that's what we'll do. You're going to go blue. Blue. So we're getting a few people saying blue. Pool Party. Oh, that's an interesting choice, but we could do that. All right, I'm going to start with, I can always cut this down later if I want to. I'm going 10 centimeters wide by 14.3 long, which is my card front size. And then I've got a second piece as well. All right, so I'm going to start by popping this in here. Now you'll notice I'm popping it in sideways. Have a look. See how if I do it this way, my stars will be sideways. You really want them to be this way, so we're going to go this way. And I'm going to pop that right there. So my star is roughly in the middle. Now, it doesn't need to be perfectly in the middle because I've got all these other ones going on as well. So that's how I'm going to have that. And let me bring in my cut and emboss machine. And when we use a cut and emboss machine with a 3D embossing folder like this one, we want to get rid of all our plates and only use this platform at the bottom. So I'm going to get rid of my clear plates. And then I'm going to put, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see better. All right, that's better. All right, then we're going to put our, now they say as much as possible, it's not always possible, but when you can, put your your embossing folder in hinge first. It is easier on your embossing folders. I don't know who told me that, but I've never questioned it. And I have just decided that was good enough for me. I don't know if anyone has, does anyone want to challenge that thought at all? I'm using the specialty plate on top, which is plate number 4. And that is it's not a cutting plate. This one is only used for these 3D embossing folders. Okay, and you can see it's plate number 4. Okay, so while I've got the cut and emboss machine here, I'm going to do my second piece. So I've done my first piece. See how nice that is? And we're going to do the second piece as well. But this time, I'm actually going to use my cutting dies as well. So let me grab those. I'm a bit slack, aren't I? I should get all these things ready to go before I go live. But tonight I just sort of sat down and went live and thought to myself as I was going live, probably should have got everything out. Oh, well, I can chat to you girls while I'm doing it. We can do that, right? Now, I haven't found my Stars at Night dies yet. I lent them recently. I lent them to Denise. And in fact, we did a swap. Denise and I borrowed her Oh Holy Night, or what is it? Night Divine stamps and dies. Huh. Guess what? They're not in their box. They're not where they should be. Or maybe I missed them. Well, that's okay. Oh, I know why. Because they're a big die and they're in the big box. They're not in the little box. So we have 2 different size die packs. So for anyone who's wondering about this, why I couldn't find them, we have dies that are this size and they're a bit wider than a card. And then we have dies of this size. They're like 6 by 6. Okay, these are much bigger. And they have I've got those in a separate box. And I just totally forgot that Stars at Night is a big one, not a small one. And I looked in the wrong spot. Never mind. All right, so let's grab my Stars at Night dies out. And the ones I want to use are the big stars. Some of you may have seen me use these before. I have got a bit of use out of them, but for anyone who hasn't seen it, I'll just talk you through how it's done. So what we do is we put, you can see this side is the cutting edge. Can you see the cutting edge there near my thumb? Okay, this is the back of the dies. And then you've got your cutting edge on this side. So the cutting edge needs to face towards the paper. But I'm going to line them up with these 3 stars, with these 3 stars on my embossing folder. And I'm going to put them, you can sort of feel they kind of lock into place, kind of, not completely. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover them. Which way will I go? Which way will I go? Yeah, I'll go that way. And I'm going to have them going like so, and then I'm going to close the folder. Okay, then I'm going to run that through like I normally do, but now I've got the die in there as well as the embossing folder, so we've got everything going on at once. So this not only embosses, but it also cuts, and it gives us a really nice look And these are retiring, guys. I'm really surprised, actually, these are retiring. I wasn't expecting that. I thought that they might stick around, especially having a hybrid embossing folder. But nope, they're going. All right, let's straighten up. Get myself back into gear. All right, so now when I open this up, you can see it has cut. See, it's cut out my stars. Okay, so and you can also see they're also embossed. See how we've got them cut but embossed as well. And I think these are beautiful. I love them. I think they're so nice. So let's pull those out. I don't know whether I'll use this one. It's only a half a one, or not a whole star, but we'll see. But I could use bits of this if I wanted to, but I really just wanted to get those three out of that. And then I've got my original piece that I did in the first place. All right, so let's put our dies away. Just pop them in there for now. And it's really pretty. Isn't it pretty? Now, there's a number of things that you can do to this. You can give it the white ink treatment, which I'm tempted to do. You could also use a wink of Stella and, you know, do a shiny over the center stars or over some of the different stars. That would look really nice. So if you have a wink of Stella glitter pen, which we sell these are fabulous. If you have one, you can color in some of your embossed stars, and that looks really good as well. But I'm going to use my white ink. I'm missing comments. I'm so sorry. Let me go back. I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. I know that's amazing, right? Yeah, I know you knew you gave them back. I knew I had them. I just forgot which box they were in. Oh, hey there, Chris. Nice to see you. Don't ever worry about being late. Never have to worry about that. Prepping for a storm. Oh, I hope it's all right. Sorry, I'm going back and reading all the comments I missed. Sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. We're multitasking. I know. Yeah, you know what? If you don't mind waiting till January, that's great. You get to see what demonstrators are doing with them in the meantime. But for us demos who have no patience, we love getting our products early. And not only that, but I know that I like seeing what other demonstrators have done as well. I'm putting my dauber, my brand new dauber, into my white ink, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to color over some of these. I'm deciding which ones. I'm going to start with these guys. I haven't decided whether I'll do these or not, but I'm going to hold my dauber straight up and down, and I'm going to start popping it over. So it's a little bit of a technique for you, I guess. For those of you who love techniques, I'm now doing every Tuesday. I do a Technique Tuesday video, which has been a bit of fun, actually. I'm going to keep going here until I'm happy with the amount of white that I have built up on here. So it's starting to look quite nice. Can you see that? Looks good, doesn't it? Isn't it lovely? I love white ink. White ink, I think, is the bomb. And that's going to go right there over the top of the other one that is the same shape. And then this one here, I don't know that I'm going to worry about this one. I think I might just do the two. So let's do this one. White ink is one of those things that everybody should have in their toolbox. I keep mine in the drawer right here under the desk, so I can pull it at any time. You can use it for embossing because it's the pigment ink. You can use it for coloring like this. You can use it to whitewash your images. You can use it for so many different things. It's fabulous stuff. In fact, I have a second card that I want to make after this one, and I'm going to use white ink for that as well. All right. Okay, so there you go. You can see I've kind of colored the center of these. Yeah, it's always a Linda moment, Joan. My whole life is a Linda moment. Seriously. Ah, who's saying that? Now, let me go back and see. Was that Rose that said that? What's that? Oh, Wendy, you know what? the more you see made with things from that new catalog, the new catalog, I'm absolutely blown away by the new catalog. I think the celebration offering is fabulous. You are right about that. But I'm so excited about so many things. And I think maybe one of the reasons why I'm so excited about it is there's a lot of different things in there that lend themselves really well to different techniques. And you guys know I love techniques. So there's a brayer, a silicone brayer. I am so excited about the brayer because I know there's so many things I can do with it, and I'm so excited to get my hands on it. We haven't had a good brayer for a while. There's also fabulous, there's actually a couple of sets and different items that lend themselves well to scrapbooking, and you guys know I love to scrapbook, and I run scrapbooking classes every couple of months. So these things are really, exciting to me. So, yep, I get it. But you know what? I always have someone say to me, I'm not so fussed on whatever X catalog, every single catalog. There'll be someone who thinks it's the best catalog ever, and there'll be someone who thinks they don't like it particularly. And whenever that happens, it's almost like a personal challenge to me. I want to show them all the amazing things that I know are in that catalog. So, yeah, look out. There's going to be lots of amazing things coming your way, and maybe I'll just help you change your mind. So there you go. There's a couple of things in particular that I have friends that I know that they will really love some of the items. Now, let me just pop that. That's just popping out there a little bit, and I don't like that. So, all right. So this is how this is looking at the moment. Okay. Now, if we want to, and I think I could go around and add some white around the edges, which would look nice. I could go over some of these other, and maybe I'll just do a little bit of white on some of these raised stars, just some of the bigger ones, because I think that'll help it stand out a little bit more. And you'll get the best result doing this if you go very, very lightly and you go straight up and down. Okay, then you're going to get the best results. Now, there will be a little bit of like sponging in the background from time to time, but don't worry about that. That's okay. All right, so how's that looking? Is it looking kind of cool? Do we like this? All right, now the thing is, where are we going to put our greeting, and what sort of greeting are we going to have? This stamp set actually has some really nice ones. If we had more space in the bottom, I'd want to use this wishing you the best and brightest holiday season, only because there is a matching die for that. But I don't know that I want it here in this space. I think it's too big. But I think the Merry Christmas one might work really well. So let's see if we can do something with that. It's a good Merry Christmas, this one. See, it's a good size, but I think I need it on a straight banner. So let's see what I can do. Let's pop it here. And then we need to decide what would be a good size greeting for this. And I'm thinking maybe, like I said, I think a banner would be better. Maybe we go with the stylish shapes and pull out one of those, because they're always my favorite. And here they are. And I'm thinking maybe, would it fit on, see, this is a good size, this one right here. And I think that Merry Christmas is going to fit on that but I think it will fit. So shall we give it a try? Let's see how we go. I'm just going to run that through. I'm not even going to put the cut and emboss machine on my desk. I'm just going to run it through right here, where it is, just in the name of speed. Okay, so I'm thinking that will go rather good down here. And let's see, this is just going to fit. It's actually going to go slightly off the edge. It might be too big, but let's see. Let's go Misty Night of Navy. You'll be very happy. For anyone who heard me lamenting I couldn't find my Night of Navy ink the other day, I did find it. It was in my drawer where my white ink was, because I didn't look at the label properly and I thought it was white ink and put it in the wrong place. So that's what happened. It really is a little small, although do you think we get away with it, or do you think it goes off a tiny bit here it's kind of okay. Let's see. I've got some silver, and I'm thinking maybe we'll put some silver. So this is a very simple card. We just gave it a bit of white ink treatment. And that's already had the backing taken off it. And I'm just going to pop this underneath here. Just a little bit. So it's like a little bit of bling there at the bottom. Can you see that? Now that this is like this, I'm thinking, do I just put this on a white card base and call it done? Or do we, yeah, I probably do actually. Or I could cut it down, but I'm thinking maybe I'm just going to go with a white card base. And I think we might need ribbon. We'll definitely need bling. Yes. You're absolutely entitled to your opinion, but you know, if you say like that to me, that I can't help myself, I'm going to take it as a challenge and I'm going to try and make you think otherwise. I may or may not be successful, okay? But whenever someone says they don't like item X, if it's something that I like, I can't help but be challenged to think, okay, I'm going to show you why I love it and what I think is so fantastic about it. That's just the me thing. I can't help myself. All right, so this is going to go here like this. Now, it definitely needs something. It needs a lift, absolutely. So I'm thinking we could do one of the sheer silver-edged ribbon would be nice. But I'm thinking maybe the white sequin, or even the blue, but probably the white sequins. Now, these are retiring as well, as far as I know. Pretty sure they are. I need to double check. Does anyone happen to know if these are retiring? These glitter sequins? I think they are. So I'm thinking, let's grab the Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to put one of these in the middle of my star. And straight away it gives it a lift, doesn't it? And then we'll go a smaller one in the other star. And I might go another large one. Whoop. Let's pop it. I'm going to add extra bling to this one because I feel like it needs it. And a small one up the top here. Is that better? I think it is. It needed those, right? Oops, I'm going back. I've missed some comments. White dottage. Oh, white dottage would be good. I know, I agree. The new Celebration catalogue is absolutely fantastic. And there's a lot of things. The other thing I love about the Celebration catalogue, Glenda, is that it has items that match items in the main catalogue, like in the matching mini catalogue. And I love it when they do that. So you can get something from the main catalogue and then get your matching item for free from the Celebration catalogue. I think that's a really good idea. For example, okay, I think I showed this one the other night. This is a card I made with some new products from the new catalogue. It's the Stippled Rose bundle, which I just love. I absolutely love it. But this paper is Celebration paper that matches it. So you've got these beautiful, here it is here, okay, got these beautiful roses, and I use this one here on here, and then the dies are from the matching die set, also called Stippled Roses. Okay, so it's a matching set. And the only thing that's not new from these is this. I use the banner from the Labels Aglow dies, but everything else is new. So this is, so if you're ordering the Stippled Roses set, I can't remember exactly how much it is, but it's either the amount that you need to get this paper pack for free, or it's very close to it. So so there you go. I think that is just beautiful. I can't wait to play with more of those items. All right, I feel like I needed another layer here, but I'm going to just go with it. sometimes the embellishments do, and they've told us which ones too, Nicole. So we have a carryover list, so we know exactly which items are going to be returning and which ones are going for good. So that is all on the demonstrator website for those of you who are demonstrators. But I've also made it available in my VIP group. I did put that up a little while ago. So, but if you need access to it and you can't find it, reach out and I'll get you a copy of it. That's if you're in Australia. If you're in America or elsewhere, reach out to your demonstrator there, because the prices and everything obviously on my lists are different to what they would be overseas. So you really need to contact a local demonstrator. Maybe discounted, possibly. I can't remember. Let me have a look. Let's have a look in here, because I've got a book that tells me that. All right, so over here on page 77, here they are. Yeah, you're right, Denise. They're 30% off. So they are retiring. They were $14, but they're going to be 30% off that now. So you can get these. I love them. I think they're fantastic. You've got the blue that's kind of like a, it's kind of like a Tahitian tide blue kind of, and then you've got white and you've got green, and the green is kind of like a granny apple green. So they're really, really nice. It is probably because it didn't have white dottage. I know, I could have done that, right? But I haven't. I've just left it. There are, if you look closely, there are cute little stars in the embossed navy background. Super cute. But the white really gives it a lift, I think. And the other thing I could do, I didn't do it today, but if you were very, very careful, more careful than I was, and stuck very, very carefully to just these areas and put the white ink on them, you could emboss that. But I wasn't trusting because I went over in a few places and I didn't be wanting the embossing to go everywhere. So I left it just white. Okay, so I'm going to say that one's finished. That one's done. A splatter of Wink. Oh, we could do a splatter of Wink. I wonder, can I see if I can do this, because my Wink, don't know if this is, I've got two Winks. One is wetter than the other, and I want to use the wettest one. Let me just, yeah, that one should be okay. So if we can get this to work, you can use your bone folder or anything and do little sprays of the Wink over the top. So you just tap it and the little dots will come out. And I don't know if you can see that. You might be able to see it. Not really, but I can see it. And the more you do it, obviously, the more glittery it gets. So this is actually a nice little technique if you want to add some glitter from your Wink of Stella without actually painting it on. That's another alternative for you. And I hope you can maybe see a little bit of glitter there. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of glitter. There you go. So it doesn't, it's nice. It's done. All right. So I'm going to do a second card. I'm going to use something again that's retiring. So let's have a little look here. On this page here, we have the Abundant Beauty Mask. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I showed you how to use these to make, to do the sunflowers, and then we covered the whole thing with this gorgeous distressed tile 3D folder, and I really loved how it turned out. I thought it was a beautiful card. But I'm going to use a different one of the masks from the same pack, okay? Just today to do something a little bit different. And I'm going to grab in my scrap box, I'm going to grab a piece of Lost Lagoon cardstock. And I'm going to use this Snowflake. Yes, I know we don't have snowflakes in Australia. I had $1 for every time someone's told me that. I'd be very rich, but I still like them. And every now and then I like to do something cool with them. So there are a couple of ways we can go with this, okay? I'm going to be coloring here. And we want to use, whenever we do, I'm doing like shadow, well, this is 3D masking, or you can also do 3D stamping, and we might do that another time. But 3D masking is where we actually use white, and we also use a color to get a 3D effect. And you can do this a couple of different ways. You can do the white first and then the color on top, or you can do the color first and the white on top. Gives you a different look depending on which one you do. They both look great. What's Cherie saying? You can also use a drop of white ink on a block. Yes, you can, and water it down, dip a brush into it for splatter. Good point. You can, but it's not sparkly. It's just pretty. and that's still fine. That's a great idea. Yes, you can do that too. There's so many different ways, Nicole. There's no one. Ugh, excuse me while I slip over. There is no one right way to do this. You just can't. But I'm going to do, for this technique, you need a medium color of cardstock, not too light, not too dark. Okay, if I do it in dark, then I'm not going to see the second color. If I do it too light, I won't see the white. And so you want a medium strength. So I haven't tried it on the Lost Lagoon before, but I thought I'd give it a try. And then you also want your second color to be at least as dark as this. So either Lost Lagoon ink, or if you want to be a bit more dramatic, go a little bit darker. So I thought I'd use Pretty Peacock because these two colors work really well. So I'm going to put this over, and we're going to use for this example, I'm going to go with the Pretty Peacock first. And you can do a number of different ways for this. Okay, so here's my Pretty Peacock one. And I also am going to do a white over the top. So we'll put a brush aside for that. Okay, so I'm just going to put this here. I'm going to hold it in place. Just, it doesn't matter if it moves because you can always replace it and put it back where it was. And I'm going to start by opening up my Pretty Peacock. And we're going to grab some ink, hold it down, and we're just going to go straight over the top. All right, so these are called masks, but some people prefer the word stencils. Both are correct. You can call them stencils if you want to. I remember, back in I think it was the 80s, when people used to do a lot of stencils on walls. Do you remember that? Who ever did stenciling on a wall? Doesn't it look nice? That's so pretty. And even just by itself in one color, it's beautiful. I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to keep going with some more. So and the more you go over it, the darker it will get. But, oh, it moved a little bit. That's okay. I'll just put it back where it was. Hold it down again and go back to circles. Circles. And if you do circles like this, then you're going to get all the little pieces of your snowflakes there. So it's a good idea. And the brush, oh gosh, I can't talk tonight. And I haven't been drinking either. For those of you who were about to comment that maybe I have been. This is, yeah, I could show both ways. Let's see how we go. I'm early. I'm not as late as I am sometimes. So yeah, maybe I will have time to show both. So, yeah, the bristles of the brush work much better on a mask than a sponge dauber. If you use a sponge dauber, it will work, but the problem is your little delicate sponge is going to get caught up on some of these sharp edges and it can destroy your sponge. So you're much better off with a little brush that has bristles that will move and they don't get destroyed. So I'm going to take that off, and it looks very, very pretty. Don't you like that? Okay, and I'm just going to get a cloth, just a clean cloth, and I'm going to wipe that off carefully so I don't, don't mess up my cloth either. Same with using a tissue. Don't use a tissue over this because you will dig into all these little sharp edges, will dig into your tissue and it'll get ripped up. So you want to use a cloth. Right, so it doesn't matter if it's not completely clean, but I'm cleaning it more or less so that I can start over again. Now I'm going to put this back where it was, but this bit is very important. For this 3D effect to look really, really good, I actually don't want to put my white exactly where my first snowflake was. Okay, I need to move it slightly. So this is the important bit. Get your white, get your ink on your white. I'm using a small one for this, but small or large, both work. I just don't have any more brand new clean large ones. I need to buy some. Because if you're using it for white, it does eventually not, the pigment ink doesn't sit as well in it as these ones. So you need to either save this one just for white, never use it for anything else, or give it a try to try and clean it, but they don't actually ever look the same. All right, so what I want to do is I want to start with it lined up, and then I'm going to move it ever so slightly so that I can see the edge. Now I don't know if you can see this. Let me zoom in again. because I'm still out from earlier. I know. Can you see that all right, so I'm going to do this again. So you line it up perfect, because that's really easy to do. Line it up where it was. So you can see the darker snowflakes through here. And then doesn't matter which way you move it, but you just move it ever so slightly so that now you can see the edges. Oh, can you see that? Is that making sense what I'm doing? So we're actually going to move it, and you don't want to move it too much, but you also need to move it enough that you can see those edges. Okay, so if I now go over this with the white, all right, it's going to look like it's all white, but when you pick it up, you can see the white with the edges. So it's like it's white with a shadow. And I'm going to do a few of these before I grab some more white. So you'll have like a little shadow on each one of your little white snowflakes. All right, holding that in one spot, grab some more white. Hold it down carefully. And you'll know when you've finished putting on enough, because you can see that it looks all white now, right? So this is a 3D technique because they end up looking like they all have shadows, and that's exactly what you want. Probably should have saved this one for a Technique Tuesday, shouldn't I? I might still do it one day when everyone's forgotten it, with different masks and different things. But this is actually a really great little technique. Techniques are my favorite. I haven't decided what technique I'm going to do this Tuesday yet. So for anyone who's wondering, it'll be Tuesday at 2 p.m. But I will I'll set up a video announcement beforehand, so you'll know that it's coming, like I normally do. Hold that down. We're nearly there. Only got a couple more to go. I'm just going back. Yeah, was it the 90s, was it? Yes, folk art. Oh my goodness, I remember. I never actually got into the whole folk art thing, but I remember it very well. A lot of people did. I went to art school in the 90s and did things like, you know, life drawing and oils and other bits and pieces. Pastels. I love pastels. They're probably my favorite medium to work with. All right, let's take it off. Ta-da! Now, I hope you can see this. Can you see what I mean about it looking 3D? Can you see that? Doesn't it look great? It looks like they're jumping off the page. And the reason why is because you have the shadow, but you also have kind of a third color created where the white and the pretty peacock have blended. But can you see what I mean about it being a 3D look? I think they look fantastic. It's a really good technique. All right, so there's that one, which will turn into a card in just a moment. But you did say you wanted to see the other way around, and I always forget which one looks better. They both look good, but I think one looks better, and I'm trying to remember which one that is. Both will work though. All right, so this is, I'm not going to clean this off because I'm going to use white again, because I'm going to go starting with white this time instead of with the pretty peacock. So let's pop that here and let's start. So I'm going to go white, and I might not do the whole thing this time. I'll just do the top of it to show you, and then this one, the other one that we've just finished, I'll turn that one into a card. Right, do a couple more just so you get the feel of it. Now you can also emboss with white ink. So if I wanted to, I could do these and then put white embossing powder on them and emboss with them. So that would be another thing to do with these. All right, so you can see how the white is looking. I mean, the white just looks nice all by itself, right? Looks good. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean off my masks, my mask. Get rid of most of that white. You can use a baby wipe for this too. If you will need, I mean, baby wipes are disposable anyway, but it will rip your baby wipes to pieces, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to put this back just like I did before. And we're going to line it up so it is exact, which is actually really easy to do because we've just got to make sure that it's lined up with all of them. There we go, just like that. I'm going to get this one and I'm going to put my pretty peacock on it. And I'm going to move it ever so slightly again. All right, so a little bit so I can see the edges. Okay, that's looking good. So let me do, and this time you're going to get a different look again. All right, so this time the white is kind of the shadow. And let me grab some more. And you guys can tell me which ones you like the best. It's just a different look. One's going to have a darker, like the main image is darker, this one here. So you can see we still get like a 3D effect, but can you see how it looks different? So this one, the white is the outline. This one, the shadow makes it look more 3D, if that makes sense. So they both look good, but I think the dark first and then the white on top is going to give you more of a 3D look. Yeah, it is the better. I agree. Yeah. So there you go. That's what we're working with tonight. I'm going to cut this up and we're going to make it into a little card. So bring my trimmer in. If you haven't got a trimmer, this is a great trimmer. I really, really like the Stampin' Up trimmer. It's one that I come back to all the time. I've had a lot of trimmers over the years, a lot of different kinds of trimmers. And even before Stampin' Up, I had a lot of trimmers too. All right, so I'm actually thinking maybe, you know what, I'm going to take this. I made this 10, but I'm actually going to take it down a little bit more. I'm going to make it 9.5. And we're going to take this down to 13.8. I'm going to make a board. I'm going to do a mat around it. And for the mat, I'm going to grab a piece of pretty peacock. Cut that down to 10 by 14.3, which is my card front size. And then this one is going to go right here on this one, just like that. And we'll use, now here's another little tip for you. If you have an embossing buddy, and we do have an embossing buddy in our embossing editions kit, which is well worth it if you do a lot of embossing, you definitely want to think about that kit. It's got some really great tools to help your embossing be that little bit step above. One of the things in there is the embossing buddy. We used to sell them years ago, but now they just came in the kit. And it looks like this. Okay, so it's this little guy here, like a little pillow. And what I like to do, because there's still a little bit of stick to this, even though I'm not going to be embossing or anything like that. Oh, look at my fingers. I'm going to run my embossing buddy over it because it just stops it being at all sticky. It makes the white instantly dry. So I do that quite a bit if I don't want, you know, any stickiness. You know, it's not sticky anymore. It's just smooth now. So there you go. So it's not just for embossing. It can be used for that as well. Let me just get this light a little bit brighter there. Okay. All right. So now we've got to decide, well, what do we want to say on here? What do you think would be good to say? I am thinking I want to have some of this gorgeous stuff on it, this beautiful sheer white ribbon with the silver edges. This stuff is not retiring. It's being carried over. So happy because it's just Such beautiful ribbon. So, so gorgeous. And I'm just going to tie-bow with it. I don't even know what I'm doing greeting-wise yet. I just know I want this ribbon. And I'm sorry I'm not looking at all your comments much tonight. I've been concentrating on what I'm doing here. And sometimes I seem to need that extra concentration. So I'm so sorry. All right, let me try and make this pop out a little bit more so it will sit better, this ribbon. This ribbon, every time I use it, I love it. All right, so that's looking really good. I'll cut it to size and make sure it fits in just a minute. Now we've got to decide, what do we want to have on there? So if I was to use one of the dies from the from this gorgeous set, I could, but you know what, I'm thinking I would like to go, shall we go portrait or shall we go landscape? I think portrait. I have got this Joy to You set, which this is this peace and joy to you and yours, and wishing you a very Merry Christmas, which I think is lovely. May your Christmas be merry and bright, and sending good tidings in this season of cheer. Well, I'm not going to have this one or this one. These are too big, and I don't want to cover up my beautiful design. I'd like to leave some of that. So I'm thinking one of the two smaller ones. Maybe we just go with the wishing you a Merry Christmas. And I've just got to work out what size I want this to be on, whether I'd make it on a banner, whether I'm going to cut a piece for it. I am not sure, but we'll work it out. Right, so let's pop this on D block, and I will do it in Pretty Peacock, and we'll do it on white. So let's do that. I think Pretty Peacock at the moment is my favorite color right now. I go through stages. Pool Party is my long-term favorite color, but Pretty Peacock has been recently reintroduced into our range, and I just love it. Such a gorgeous color. It's like a dark teal, isn't it? Love, love, love it. And I love how it looks with the Lost Lagoon. It's so beautiful. Stamp it onto vellum. Oh my goodness. Well, we could do that. You just love to tempt me, don't you, Cherie? You bought 6 rolls of the ribbon. You and Leslie should get together. Leslie with her glimmer paper in the multiple packs, and now Glenda's buying all the rolls of ribbon. Just in case it retired. Yeah, it's staying over, but I'm glad you're glad after buying it all. Oh, you think you do mean that it should go onto vellum? Right. Well, vellum what? Do we go? I mean, I have got a vellum circle, and we could do the Merry Christmas from the Stars at Night bundle onto a circle. I could go white circle and then do vellum around it. But I'm not, unless I emboss it, I'm not going to stamp directly on the vellum, because the vellum is hard to, it can be hard to hide where you want to put your adhesive. So that if I was to go with vellum behind here, I could do this, and then we'd still be able to see our bits and pieces coming out, and I could stamp my Merry Christmas on there. What do you think about that? Do we like that idea? The punch from the quilting star set. You know, I don't have that, Cherie. The quilting star set. Hang on. Quilting star set. Which one do we mean? I am not sure. Oh, good night, Margaret. Thanks for being with us tonight. We're nearly done, actually. I don't know which is the quilting star set. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know which one it is. I'm going back to see if I've missed any other comments. Could dry off the ink, then place the stencil over the top, run through the embossing machine. Yes, you could. You could. That would look very nice as well, wouldn't it? I'm going to do it on here, and let's see what this looks like. It's a very nice font, don't you think? Do we like that? What do you think? You called it the wrong thing. You love the Misty Moonlight, but I haven't used Misty Moon. Well, Misty Moonlight wouldn't go with these colours, Lost Lagoon, and they've got a lot more green in them, and the Misty Moonlight is definitely on the blue side. So That's why I haven't used it. It is a lovely font. Do we like it? I agree. That's why I love using vellum. Absolutely, Katrina, because it softens everything. All right, so now that we've got this on here, something is making me think about silver glimmer paper. Anybody else thinking about silver glimmer paper? I need to find some. Let me quickly go to my cupboard here and grab some silver glimmer. And I'm thinking about maybe having a strip of silver glimmer here before I put this over the top. So my glimmer would go across the bottom here. Let's see how that's going to look. I'm going to, okay. Let me just chop off I'm going to go about, what do you think, half a centimetre? Or actually 1/4 of an inch, a little bit more. But I didn't want a centimetre. That would be too wide. But we're going to go, this piece is 9.5. So let's cut this to match our card front. All right, so I'm thinking about putting this across here like this, and then having this and this go on top of that. Does that make sense? Do we like that? Put the glimmer paper is another option with the white. Yes. Oh, emboss silver. Yes, well, I could do that, except I didn't. Yeah. I think in the interest of time, I'm not going to emboss tonight, but that would also be a really nice thing to do. Right. I love that it's self-adhesive, that paper. All right, so let's pop a couple of glue dots behind, sorry, not glue dots, dimensionals behind here. And I'm going to put them kind of in towards the center because I might want to add something else. Like, well, we've got the ribbon, but do we want to add like some little leaves or something like that? Like so. This looks nice. And then I could have this here, or I could have it up higher. That's another option, and put this here. What do we think? Do we like it higher with the ribbon at the bottom, or do we like it lower with the ribbon on the side? What do we think? Any ideas, you guys? And let me trim my ribbon while we're deciding. Higher, says Joan. Higher, says Glenda. Oh, it looks like it might be a popular choice to have it sitting higher on the card. We might cover up a little bit of our what do you call these things? Snowflakes. Goodness me, I'm having trouble with my words tonight. Sorry about that. Oh, I can hear thunder, which is not good because I have a little orange cat that will be very unhappy about the storm. He does not like storms, and I think we're really coming into storm season now, and he makes him very, very sad. He hides under my daughter's bed. There's only about 3 inches. It's only about 3 inches above the floor, and he squeezes himself in there and stays in there for hours. All right, so I'm thinking this here. Do we like it in the middle or on the side? I am going to glue this down. I'm going to wax some Tombow right behind here, and we're going to go just above halfway so that this nice little snowflake here is going to pop out. Right in the middle, let's push it down. Yeah, I know, poor Crumpet. He's very sad. You don't like the side ribbons? Okay, well, in the middle it is, Cherie. Oh, on side, says Glenda. Oh, you guys are funny. All right. Well, I'm just going to find a glue dot, which are sitting over here on my table. And this is the best way to use a glue dot, okay? Find a glue dot, stick your ribbon to it so it stays there. Give it a hard push, pull it off, and the glue dot comes too, and then you can use it to pop right here. All right, now we're going to need to put this on a card base, so we'll go with our basic white stick. And we've done 2 cards, just about, and 2 completely different cards. but both cards use white ink. Who, raise your hand if you do not have white ink in your collection? Because if you don't, you're missing out on a whole bunch of different techniques and different things that you can do. And I would encourage you to grab some because it's wonderful stuff. Okay, let me... Right, just like that. Now, the question is, do we need more bling? Do we need more bling? We might. I went and bought myself some more festive pearls the other day. So we have these little tiny silver ones. Those might look good. We could do, I'm thinking probably the silver to go with the silver would be good. I, of course, also have, you know, iridescent rhinestones, which always look good. What do you guys think? White splatter, winker splatter, like we did before. You want more winker splatter? All right, well, we can do that. Let's see. Let me see. This is this one. Yep, it's working. You can, if you want to, also flick it, you know, with your finger, but I find this is better and a lot easier to do. Now, that definitely has some glitter on it. Might be hard to see in this light, but there is definitely splatter, little bits of shiny stuff there. If you wanted to, you could come in and add some with the pen to make them even a little bit more outstanding. Add some dots, you know, here and there. Up to you. You really can have a bit of fun with this. But there you go. You've got your 3D snowflakes, which I think look fabulous. And we've also got ourselves some white sponged stars. There's our cards tonight. Totally different cards, but I like them both. This is my favorite. I actually like this one better. What do you guys think? Do you like them? Ah, we still got to do the winker, sorry, the little silver. All right, to use these, I find because they're so little, the easiest thing to do is to get the point of a pair of scissors or the point of your take your pick tool and grab. There's also some little green ones, which in this case, because of this being Lost Lagoon, these little light green ones would also work. But I'm going to use silver because of the ribbon. And I'm going to have one here. And I'm going to have, oh, there's extra cat hair. Seriously, it's so hard to keep embellishments cat hair free around here because we have both cats at various times like to get up onto my desk and sniff around. There we go, just like that. There we go. It's done. What do we think? Do we like it? All right. So there's a couple of ideas. If you have the Stars at Night bundle or if you have the Abundant Beauty masks, these masks are gorgeous. I have used them a ton. Not as much as I would have liked, but I've still used them lots, and I'm really glad. So they're these. They are on page 47 of your catalogue. And if you're watching this video for the first time from me, I'm in Australia, and you can purchase any of these products through me if you're in Australia. But if you're elsewhere, you need to contact a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator to purchase them. You'll find them also shown better here on page 47. There are 7 masks in the pack. 4 that make the beautiful sunflowers when you put them all together, and then 3 standalones, including the ones I just used, which is the snowflake ones. But there's also some leaves, and there's like a houndstooth design, or the David Jones pattern for those of you who are in Australia and know what I'm talking about. No, the festive pearls are not in the mini catalogue, Katrina. The festive pearls are in the annual catalogue, so they won't be returning. They won't be retiring until this catalogue ends. So that's April next year. Items that are, for example, the Stars at Night bundle and the Abundant Beauty masks that are retiring are available until they sell out. Okay, now I didn't check before I went live tonight. Normally I check before I go live as to whether things are selling out, like if they're getting low in stock or if they've already gone. And I'm just going in there right now because I'm going to double check that nothing on that I've used tonight has discontinued since I last looked, which was yesterday or Friday night. But it's Sunday night, so who knows what happened today. Oh, and I need to mention, I did mention this on Friday night. If you are placing an order with me this month and it's over $60, I'm sending out everyone that orders over 60 with me this month an inspiration pack. Okay, and that pack has a couple of handmade cards and some samples of brand new product. Okay, now it might be papers. I'm not even sure what it's going to be yet because I haven't finished ordering all my new product. But once I have it all, then I'll make that decision. And I'm just going into the stock list to see if anything else is sold out today. Give me 1 second. All right. No, nothing else new. Just the adhesive back speckled dots, the above it all dies, the star trinkets, and the rocking horse dies. They're the only things that have sold out at the moment. Okay. Everything else is still available in the mini catalog, but you may want to check what is in the online store because there are some things that are getting low in stock. So you will want to double check that. Okay, I think we did good tonight. Does anyone have any last questions? Do I have the sentiment set on page 47? No, I don't think I do. I think I know the one you mean. Same page as the masks. No, I don't. I've looked at it. I really like it. It's one of the $1 Million Achievers sets. So it was actually designed by Sandy Hancock, who's a demonstrator in the US, and I haven't got that set yet, but I really like it because there's lots of really nice sentiments in there. And I like that there's one that goes down, this happy birthday. And I think there's a Mother's Day. Is there a Mother's Day? No, maybe not. No Mother's Day in this one, but lots of all occasion around, all around the year kind of stuff. Any other questions before I go? Oh, thanks, Denise. Thank you. Am I going to buy the stamps that show the coastal cliffs from the new catalogue? I know the ones you mean, and I haven't got them on my list yet, much to everyone's surprise. People have been saying to me, I saw Denise the other day and she said, oh, you'll be wanting that set. Well, actually, I haven't got it on my list yet. The Hills of Tuscany, I have. That one, no one. This one, that one I got because that speaks to me and I can't wait to use it. But no, I haven't got that cliff set on my list just yet. I may end up getting it though because it's beautiful. I know that vertical happy birthday is really nice, isn't it? All right, you guys, thanks so much for spending time with me tonight. If you are on YouTube and you haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button because that's how I reach more and more people. So I'm trying to get all these things that I do and what I love to show people, trying to get out there to more and more people and show other people how they can get crafty too and how they can explore creativity. All right, you girls, have a fantastic week ahead. Good night, and I will see you very soon. See you Tuesday. Bye-bye.